I'm Sherry White, and welcome to Farm Friday at Pioneer Village. We've already been cooking, getting our meal ready for the day, and today my special guest is Jamie from Lydia's House. She's in the program, and she is one of our precious ladies that come for a life changing experience here to Wauchula, Florida. And women come from all over the United States, women that are hopeless and that are bound to addiction or destructive lifestyles. But I'm going to let Jamie tell her story, why she decided that she needed a program called Lydia's House.
Um, Before I came to Lydia's house, I was homeless. I was into prostitution. I was into pornography, making it. Um, I was an IV drug user, mainly meth, but really anything I could get my hands on at the time. Um, I am married and I have 2 kids. In my addiction, I ended up losing my kids and I signed over my rights. Um, Me and my husband were on the run from ourselves. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, taking all kinds of medication for it. We ended up leaving Florida, made our way to New York, and the same problems were there. Um, and It was right before some of the big snowstorms. Whenever winter came around, me and my husband were homeless, sleeping in 9-degree weather while it was snowing. I was He was very abusive, and we both knew we had to do something. Whenever the last resource in New York turned us down for any kind of housing, I cried out to the Lord, and me and him made a decision: either we both get help or we can't be together. So that was my initiative to seek help. Um, by the grace of God, we were able to get bus tickets back to Florida. My husband went into his program, and it took me about a month to find Lydia's house, but the pastor that was helping me, he got a hold of Miss Sherry, and I wrote my 5-page letter, and even then, I didn't really have any hope. I was just pretty much coming here because my husband wanted me to. Um, I didn't really feel like I could be saved. I was still very tormented. I seen things and I heard things that weren't there. And it took me a long time to find who the Lord was, who I was in the Lord. And until I took that authority, I was still very tormented, but I sit here today with no voices. I don't see shadows anymore. I'm very much sane. I do have a sound mind. Um, the restoration with my kids is still all in God's hands, and as well as my marriage. Um, but I'm okay trusting the Lord today, and I do have hope today, and I'm very thankful to be alive today. And it's all because I came here. Um, I left the program at a year thinking I had it, thinking I was going to be okay. And I called my husband to come get me, and the Lord shut every single door. And I was asked to stay here for another year, and I committed, and it's been a huge blessing. Finding out who I am, why I am the way I am, and being able to actually change it's not anything you can get in church, and we're told that here all the time, and I can sit here and tell you, but it's all about the heart change, and I've got the heart change. I'm not where I need to be, but God's working with me every single day, and I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I can sit here and smile today. My hope isn't found in anybody but the Lord.
What is different about coming to a program? What uh, what if you had just stayed in your community, shown up at church on Sunday morning, but still was in control of your life? What do you think would be happening differently right now?
honestly, if I wouldn't have sought help and I was just going to church, odds are I'd still be getting high every day, showing up, playing the church. That's one thing that I struggle with are masks. I can pretend to be this way and then completely be a different way the next minute. I'm a chameleon. That's something I struggle with. I conform to where I'm at. So without the accountability and the truth, the hard truth spoken from not only the Lord but my sisters in the house, because usually people are quicker to call you out than you are on yourself. And yeah, without that, I really don't think I would be alive, to be honest with you. That's just the path that it was on. But if I was, it'd be very superficial.
Jamie, for you to get to a place where you were willing to give up your own children, can you describe what that place is like? Because a lot of women watching this are going to have a hard time understanding, especially if they've never struggled with addiction. They have a hard time understanding why would a woman walk away from her own flesh and blood children. Can you explain what you were going through at the time, what it felt like?
The drug became more important. There was a lot of different things going on at the time. My kids were being abused as well. I felt like I was doing them no good. I couldn't protect them from getting hurt by anybody, including myself, because on that drug, I was so unpredictable. My kids weren't safe with me, and I knew that. And I wasn't willing to give up the drugs. So, I figured if I wasn't going to change, that they were better off with somebody else.
So now you've come to the program and you've done the hard, because there's no denying that Lydia's House is a tough program, and it's not for people who don't want to change and who don't want to build a relationship with the Lord. But what we have seen is that you came in with a diagnosis of mental illness. You had been prescribed psychotropic meds, but we have seen God totally heal you and change you from the inside out. But also now your mother's heart is restored. So where you did have a hardened heart, now you have a mother's heart. And now there's such a tender spot when it comes to your children. And that's the purpose of Pioneer Village Farm. Lydia's House is where the women go to find their hope, their healing, their restoration, to work through their deep issues. But the farm is designed by God to provide a beautiful place where the families can come here for family visitation. These log cabins that you see behind us, this is where the families can come and spend a weekend together, and they can work through all of the issues, because addiction doesn't just damage the addict, but it affects every person in their family. So Pioneer Village is where Jesus is Lord and families are united. And thank you, Jamie, for your willingness to share your story. I am just so proud of you, your determination to stay and do the next right thing. And some of you that are watching this, it's by God's design, because you also are struggling with addiction. And maybe you think you're in control of it. Maybe people are trying to speak some truth to you. But, you know, addicts live a life of projection, blame, and denial. They go to a place where they believe that everything is everybody else's fault. And I'm sure you were there for a long time, Jamie.
Yes,
You don't want to hear the truth, but the love of God is persistent. The Word of God is persistent. He just continues to knock at your door. And I pray that you will pick up the phone and give us a call. My office number is 863-773-0523. And maybe you're interested in volunteering and being a part of this ministry. There's so many things that you could do. You could come out and be a help to us, even on Farm Friday. But we appreciate you. Keep us in your prayers, and God bless.